Hello everybody and welcome back for another episode of My Chaotic Budget. My name is Sandra and on this channel we do all things budget related as it pertains to mine and my husband's paychecks. And in this episode we're going to do finally our October budget closeout. So we're going to see how our numbers went for the month of October, and then we're going to go ahead and see what our plans will be for the month of November. All right, so let's take a look at the numbers. I do have our income here for each of the 3 checks that we received for the month of October, and they totaled out to $7,894.13. So that's what we had to work with for the month of October. Here are the bills that we also took care of. They totaled out to $3,215.74. Our savings and sinking funds, we were able to total that up to $976. Groceries, we spent $877.34. Dining out was our biggest problem, but we already know why it's a problem. And we spent $1,177.31. Gas, we spent $120.52. And then for spending, we were able to spend $1,152.05. So we had a high spending month as well as a high dining out month. This October was more pricey than I can imagine. I don't know what happened. I don't know where we went wrong, but that's a good thing to know, because then that means for next year, I need to plan for how October is going to be. So I'm hoping that we can make better decisions. Okay, so our rollover into November was $375.17. Rollover is hard to track because the money is possibly counted twice. And so I just have to be careful the way that I manage it, because you can see the numbers they just don't look right. But I don't care because I know the numbers are right. They just don't match what I have, but I know they're right. But I'm not going to stress out about it because I know what's in the bank account and I know what's there. So November's rollover was $375.17. Marked in the account was $375.13. So I was short by 4 cents. But like I said, I'm okay as long as it's pennies and not dollars. So we're good there. And like I said, the only thing I have to be careful with is the rollover, because then it's like it's counted twice. The only rollover that should be counted is the one that is at the beginning of the month. So like this is going to count towards November, whereas whatever was at the end of September counted towards October. So that's how I plan on doing this. Those are our numbers. So then let's take a look real quick what our plans for the November budget are. Okay, so possible income is about $7,500. So it's about less than what I'm planning for the month of October, because it is a shorter month as far as work is concerned because of the holiday. Then bills, I'm projecting about the same amount for bills, $3,200. Savings and sinking funds, if we're able to match the same amount. Groceries, $800. Dining out, $1,200. Or at least $2,000 for food in general. It's a lot of money, I know, but for a family of 4 who's busy working all the time, this is about right. Gas, about $125. Spending, $1,100, and things might get a little bit more spendy because, of course, we're planning and getting ready for Christmas. And then rollover about $99. So that's the plan for the month of November. We'll see how things go. Not sure exactly how it'll go, but that's how I see it for now. So that's all that I have for this video. Short and sweet, to the point. This is how we're closing out our budget. In case you didn't know, the way that I do our budgeting for right now is I go ahead and I budget for our paychecks. I have these 3 sections. I do bills, then I do savings and sinking funds, and then I do the GDGS. That's how I do it. And when I keep track of our GDGS, I use the ledger book. So I have different things that I use at my disposal in order to keep track of everything that's going on. So if I really do have a question as far as what did we buy, what did we do in spending, all I have to do is go through, look for that particular highlighter color, and then really know, okay, that's what we did. That's what happened this month. So I could say, oh, I don't know what happened. But in reality, I can always find out. So that's how I do it. I am going to try something a little different. And hopefully when I do, it'll come out awesome. All right. Well, that's it. That's it for this video. I'll check you all out in the next one. Make sure that you comment, you like, and subscribe. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.